Welcome to today's class. In this class, we'll be discussing about pseudo classes. Pseudo classes. Now, what are pseudo classes? A pseudo class is used to define a special state of an element. That is, it is used to define maybe if an element is in a state and the state has changed. So we use the pseudo class. Let me say we use the pseudo class to change the state of an element. So now, for example, it can be used to style an element when a user moves the mouse over it. Another example, it can be used to style a visited and unvisited links differently. It can be used to style an element when it gets focused. And it can be used to style a valid, invalid, required, optional, inform element. You understand? So without talking much, let me show you an example of how an studio class look like. So let me show you. So let me create a div. So let me say my div. So let me say welcome to my tutorial. Now these are div. I've welcome to my tutorial. So now let's go to our CSS file to be able to style our div. So I'm going to say div. Let me style my div first before adding the studio classes. So now let me say background color. Let me make the background color to be let me say red. Let me make it to be red. Now you see I have my background color to be red. So now because this is a block element, so let me just give it a specific height and width. Let me say the width should be, let me say 70 pixels. Let me see. Let me make it 200 pixels. So now let me say height. Height should also be 200 pixels. Okay. So now let me say text align. Let me make it on the center. Text align center. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, sorry. From to Z. Let me say text align. Sorry, center. Now let me say font size. Let me make it 40 pixels. Let's see. It's not too big. Okay. Welcome to my tutorial. So now let me say this is what we have as our div. So now I want to apply studio elements, the studio classes to my div. So I'm going to say div. Now then I'm going to say over. Now I want to add an over effect. That's I'm making use of the word over. So now immediately you can see my mouse is on it. Let me add my cursor property here. Let me change my cursor property to pointer. Now you see my div color still remains red. Notice change about it as I over it. So now let me add the over properties to it now. The studio class. Let me say background color. I want my background color to change to what? To green. Okay, to green. Now you see, immediately I hover it, immediately the mouse is on it, the color will become green. So I can still add more effects to it. I can see font. I can see color. That is the color of my text in it. Let me make it white. So now you see, immediately I hover. Now you see, so you can see it is working very well. So this is how you can add a pseudo class to an element. So I'm still going to teach on more example. I'm still going to make more example on pseudo elements. So in my next tutorial, we're going to be discussed on some simple tooth peel over and a lot of pseudo element properties. So thank you.